Okay, Proline MT 4x4. A lovely little 10 scale car that's success capable, even though I'm never gonna run on success. Okay, so what did I do? Since yesterday, I moved my receiver box over. I put it on this little tab that's sitting out, that's covering the pinion somewhat. I didn't put the cover on because all of that was just going to be too much. And I had my little, what is this? Yeah, my tower-to-tower braces, which are pretty much just the carbon fiber tube, the same carbon fiber tube that I put on the Creighton 5th scale trucks and whatnot. So anyway, yeah, I'm surprised just how good this yard looks. I mean, it rained earlier. Well, it rained last night on to this morning, so I thought it was gonna be like a mucky mess over here, but it's what, about 4 now, and it looks awesome. I mean, it probably looked awesome because they cut it yesterday, but it is what it is. Let's get this thing started up. Won't take too long. I'm not about to jump this truck. I mean, I wanted to, but there's absolutely no parts available for this stupid car. I mean, I rated the local hobby store for whatever it had, and it had next to nothing, and there was nothing really online except the diffs. And I mean, let's see, I thought I could actually find the aluminum diff cups online earlier. I thought somebody made them, but I guess they're gone too. So there's like next to no parts at all for this car. I mean, if I break anything on it, I'm just gonna have to fashion something to work, and I know I can do that for the arms because I got that big thick HDPE cutting board that I can use for the arms. Yeah, that stuff is wonderful, and it's so thick that you can pretty much make anything out of it when it comes to RC parts. And on top of that, you can get it up to 1 inch thick, which is nuts. 1 inch thick part can pretty much cover anything you would want to make out of the darn stuff. Okay, so everything is up. We're ready to go. Okay, Proline, the yard is yours today. Man, this thing is fast, and it's only on 4S. Oh God, it's wheeling for days. This thing could literally hold a wheelie forever the way I got that wheelie bar set up. Oh yeah, that's actually how I destroyed the center diff in the first one, by doing that long ass wheelie. I think I only had 1 million weight in the center diff, but it still melted. And this is what this truck can do. I mean, you don't expect a 10 scale to be able to rip. Ooh, come on, there we go. You don't expect 10 scale to be able to rip like this thing. Yet, can in spades. Of course, it pretty much behaves like a truckified Typhon. Except it has a little bit more power on 4S. And I was definitely a little too hard on the stupid trucker yesterday. So I'm just gonna take it over here in the yard and leave the backyard alone, since I done tore up a whole lot of trucks in that backyard. I would rather not do it today. But I really want Proline to come back with this truck. I mean, I don't even feel like putting the first one back together and building the short course, since there's no parts. I mean, what if I make up both of them again and then I start breaking this one? Or since the first one's been beat up so much. And the first one actually has the truck body. I think I bought the actual truck body for that one. The Proline body. No, not the body that it came with, the painted one. I bought that for it, and I don't even know what happened to that body. I think I pretty much destroyed the damn thing. But well, I haven't seen that truck in probably 3 years. So it's probably in the basement somewhere, stewing and brewing, wondering what I've done to deserve being abandoned. Ooh, oh boy. Yeah. I remember the commercial for this thing when it first came out, and it had the damn thing just ripping and rolling, and I was like, ain't no way in hell this truck could survive some mess like that. I mean, it was ripping, rolling, and flipping, and I was like, hell no, there's no way in hell it'll survive that. And fair enough, as soon as I get mine, I try the same thing and completely melted the center diff on the second run in this field, doing the same crazy ass ripping and rolling that this thing is doing now. Man, oh my god, this truck is fun. It really is. Oh, don't break, don't break. Yeah, it can definitely take a hit. But yeah, I done broke way more trucks on tumbles than I ever did jumping them. I mean, when a truck is tumbling, it can take 3, 4, 5 hits in one tumble. While when a truck is jumping and takes a bad spill, it's one big hit, then maybe a couple of tumbles and whatnot, but the tumbles are nothing. When a truck is tumbling at full speed, it's hitting just as hard as it hits during a bad jump during the whole tumble until it stops. Man, I actually got it up to full throttle on that Willie. And that's exactly why I'm not going to run this thing on 6S. On 6S, you can control the car up to about half throttle, and then it becomes a rocket ship, and it takes off and flies away, and you have no idea where it's going to end up. Oh my god. It's been so long since I've actually had a, well, since I had the memory of my first 10 scale truck, monster truck. I mean, like everybody, my first real 10 scale truck that was at this size, and I'm not talking about those Kyosho's that was like half the size and they call it 10 scale, like whatever the hell that is. I mean, those was nice trucks, but yeah, this is 10 scale. And my first real 10 scale truck was a two-wheel drive Stampede. Like most people that get into this hobby, go to the stupid hobby store and they grab the first 10 scale truck that looks all nice and durable and whatnot. And then they bring it home and they tear it up and then they go, what the fuck? Yeah, I was the same way. But that was over 20 years ago. Well over 20 years ago. I mean, that was probably back in 98. I'm gonna say I had that stupid truck. And it came with some nasty, what was that? Oh, I don't even remember that ESC it came with, but it was some little nasty thing. The guts that was spilling out of the thing, it looked like some junk. It was back when the, what they call it, the XL3? X something? It was back when it was black. And I remember that black ESC and I was like, this truck actually looks pretty dang good. But of course, that was like, what? I'm pretty sure that was the first truck I ever bought with my own money. Man, just how long can this thing run on that DXF battery? Yeah, that was the first truck that I bought with my own money. And it lasted a good while because the damn thing was slow and I didn't know what to do with it. I mean, all I did was just run it. And yeah, I had a park that had a nice open area about half the size. Yeah, this is a pretty big yard. It had a pretty big open area and wasn't no backyard or nothing. So I could just take my car in that yard and lot, whatever you want to call it, park area, and just run it. I had no trees to run into, so it lasted a good while. And then, yeah. Then they decided to take the park away and put a school there, and there goes my little bash area. So now I'm running the truck on the street, running it on the sidewalk, running it into stuff, and bye-bye. Yeah. And that's what happened to that truck. Oh boy. So what I'm trying to say, if you have a nice big yard like this, the only way you're gonna tear your truck up is to have it so overpowered that you're just gonna run it into something or tumble it and destroy it. If the truck is actually built enough to handle its own power. And back in that day, 98, 99, yeah, the Stampede, it really wasn't built to handle its own power at all. Oh my God. And then they came up with the 4x4, which the brushed 4x4 was actually a decent truck. Now, it had way too many plastic parts still. I mean, but it was a tractor, and it still had the same ESC and system that the two-wheel drive had, but more the same power to four wheels means that the drive shafts are actually gonna withstand a little bit more than it would with a two-wheel drive. Now, then tractors got stupid and they put a brushless system in it, and yeah, that was the end of that. I'm not even gonna go there. I probably went through maybe 5 or 6 of those trucks. Those stupid brush 3S Stampede 4x4s. And I absolutely love the way that truck handled. But the damn thing was just so brittle that if you even thought about running that thing on 3S, it was gonna just die. Everything on that truck was gonna just die on you. The disc would explode. All 3 discs could explode. Drive shafts would rip apart. That steering system, oh my freaking God, I had so many of those doggone links just snap, 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 snap. Just turning the car, the link will snap on you. Turning it just like this. Try to turn it on down. Flip the car over, link will snap. Oh boy. I could ramble on forever about those trucks. So, yeah, my plight with the Stampede just made me absolutely hate 10 scale trucks. I mean, 10 scale 4-wheel drive trucks. I hated them. Hate. So I didn't have a 10 scale truck for a 10 scale 4-wheel drive truck because they basically didn't really come out with too many of them. Now, I still have a couple more that I bought in between this one and the last Stampede that I bought. Let's see. Can name them in order. Man, the battery on this thing is just lasting forever. Let's see. Oh, some of the more prominent ones that I had that really kind of suck. Well, and when I say suck, I mean I took it out here and drove it like this, just like this, and it managed to tear up. Was, let's see. Oh my God. I'm drawing a blank. Well, it was obviously one of them was that Red Cat. MT10E, whatever the heck it was. I have 2 of those. And they both still run. And both of them needed a ton of upgrading just to get rid of some of those ridiculously brittle Red Cat parts. Uh-oh, something happened. What happened? Ugh. Oh, look. The link came out. If I can get in the shot. Yep, just up. It didn't. Did it break? Nope. Which means get that dog bone back in there. Now this is my fault because yeah, usually with stuff like that I put a washer right over the bolt so the link can't pop out. But for some reason, I didn't do it with this thing. And back to ripping. But now, since it done popped out, it then stretched the plastic. Oh my God, is that? Yeah, that's LBC. It reached LBC. The first time I done reached LBC with this truck ever. No, actually, yeah, I reached LBC with it yesterday too. Some kind of way. Some kind of way it survived enough in that backyard of doom to reach LBC. So yeah, and it's getting dark out. Good old sun's going away. Okay, so 20 minutes in. Let's see. Where was I? Okay, so the red cat, and then what was that? It was a couple that I had in between the red cat and the Arma 10 scale truck. I mean, yeah, the 4x4. Oh boy, I don't know how many of them that I had, but I know I got most of them. And I know I don't want to run a lot of them right now, mainly because they are either, you know, junk, or based off the Stampede with that plastic tub chassis. Yeah, the MT, there's the rival MT that's pretty much the same as, I think I do have the rival. I think I did get one of those about a year ago, but it's pretty much the same as the truck that it copied, and I have a couple of those too. But the drive shafts on those trucks are junk, just like the Stampede, and I had to replace all of those. Ah man, let's see what else. It is getting really dark out here. Oh yeah, then there's the Kaiju. Oh my God, and what a truck that is. And that thing is 10 scale. They want to call it a scale, but it's 10 scale. It's a tiny bit larger than this thing. And I really do think that that car, the setup for that car is just about as good as it gets. But like everything else in this stupid world of RCs, the Kaiju needs a lot of upgrades, a whole lot of upgrades. But thankfully the upgrades for that truck is cheap and available. But just gives me a 10 scale truck that can do everything that I did right here and still end up in one piece. And that's all I need. I don't want to jump it and destroy it. I have the bigger cars to do all of that. Since the bigger cars have the parts, I mean, it is what it is. I want Proline to come back with this thing, since it was such an awesome piece of machinery, even though it had all the problems in the world, or it seems that it has all the problems in the world. But it is what it is when it comes to these kind of trucks. Man. Man, but just how many actual 10 scale trucks have this? A full metal chassis, full, and it's not cheap metal either, like that garbage that you can get from China, like the cheetahs and the bisons and the stuff like that. I mean, those cars, the diffs and the cheetah and the bison, they are, oh my God. If it wasn't for those crappy pins that's in those diffs, those two cars would be awesome. But they're not. They have their pins in the diffs, and they're literally pins. They're needles, and they break, and there go your diffs. And now you're opening the car back up trying to fix it. And that's my experience with those. So this is like the zenith of all 10 scale trucks. Now it's gone, it's discontinued. Find one if you can. I want to try to compare it to the durability of something like a Max or something like that, but well, maybe I might do it, but this thing is above that. It really is. But it is gone, which sucks. Of course, the Max does have bigger diffs than this truck. But plastic is what plastic does, and the stupid thing costs too much to actually even think about putting it in the same category as this. I mean, this truck was actually, yeah, it would cost just about the same, this one and the Max. But this one you can put your own stuff in, and the Max is $550 out the door, and you have to deal with the crap that's in it. So, but that's why I still have this thing and no Max. So I'm going to end it there and get the stupid thing back to the house before I have some crazy amount to put a 6S battery in it. Yeah, that's just not happening at all. Especially with all the crazy mess it was doing on 4S. Ooh.